Let's see who up. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. This not your typical live. Just got back to the big house. You know, scraping up that bag on the road. Been killing them on the road. I've been killing them. I've been killing them. Crossing state lines at all times. You already know what time it is. You know, so I think it's about like 3 a.m. Wanted to tap in. I wanted to go live. It's late night. Just got back to the crib. You know, I'm at the big house, man. So cut the ACs on. You know, it's 2, 3 ACs in this house. So, you know, I'm gonna let it cool down. But we just getting back in the crib. Salute, salute, salute. I normally don't go live this late, but here we are. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You see the title. You see the title. You see the thumbnail. You feel what I'm saying now? I just had to speak on this. I had to tap in and speak on this. Like I said, it's super late. You know, I'm not expecting too many people to be up, but we here. Just got off the road. You know what I'm saying? I've been killing them. I've been killing them. Driving them big trucks. Driving them big trucks. You understand me? Crossing state lines at all times. I've been killing them. But I'm back at the crib, back at the big house. So we not gonna stay long, but we definitely gonna tap in. Salute, salute. Lil Boosie daughter has lost her cotton picking mind. Little Boosie's daughter has lost her cotton picking mind. Now, you know, everybody already knows Lil Boosie took back the pink Benz that he bought his daughter. He bought his daughter AMG 2023 Benz. You know what I'm saying? Matte pink, beautiful car. You feel what I'm saying? He bought it for a birthday, $80,000 car, 80K. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, if you let the media and you let people tell it that he just ran and took the car back. But you know, the real story is, you know, her mother, the little girl's mother is so conniving. She's so money hungry that she waited for Boosie to buy the car, knowing that he buys all his kids these expensive cars for their 16th birthday. And after she gets the car, her mother puts Lil Boosie on child support. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, a lot of these women are so conniving, yo. They so devious. They so sneaky. They so money hungry. You feel what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about this now. She put Lil Boosie on child support. And Boosie, like any man, any real man standing on grown man business, you understand me, is going to do exactly what Boosie did. They're going to reach back and take that car back. I would have exactly went and got that car, period. I just bought an $80,000 car for my daughter, and then you gonna put me on child support and think that y'all going, no, that's not how the game go. That's not how the game go. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is deep, it's wicked, and it's always deep in a rap because again, these women are so money hungry. Listen, 90% of the women that put men on child support are unsuccessful women. They are unsuccessful. They're not rich. They haven't made a way for themselves. They're not successful in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be now. Now, after Boosie takes this car back, I'm gonna dig into this real fast. Again, I just got back to the big house. Just got off the road. After he takes this car back, his daughter, she gets online and she disrespects Boosie at the highest level. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't the fact that he took the car back. It wasn't the child support. None of that made me want to tap in. The only thing that made me want to tap in is the way his daughter disrespected him on that live. Now, I'm going to tell you something, guys. I want to tell you guys something. I want to share something with you. You know, my uncles always said this when I was a child, and it stuck with me. It was something that my uncle always said. You know, my Uncle Squirt always said this when I was young, and it stuck with me. And he told me, he said, you know, I'll never put my hands on a female. Oh, I'll never, ever put my hands on a female, but I'll smack a bitch any day. I never put my hands on a female, but I'll slap a bitch any day. And that's exactly what I felt and what resonated with me when I heard that little girl disrespecting Boosie the way she was talking to Boosie. You understand? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. I don't care if you're 5 years old, you're 10, you're 15, you're 20, you're 20. And when you talking like that to a grown man or to an adult, you have now put yourself in adult shoes. So that little girl didn't look like a child to me when she was talking like that. She looked like she needed to be checked. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And I mean, you gotta understand something. I don't care what Boosie did. I don't care what's going on. As a child, as a little girl, you don't open your mouth to no man like that. Ever. Ever. You don't ever, it speaks volumes to the character of that little girl. It speaks volumes, and then it speaks volumes to the character of her mother for letting her talk to her father like that. That was just the wildest thing. And I know, just like everybody else, we all see Boosie go on live, and we all see Boosie say the wildest things. But one thing for sure, two things for certain is we all know Boosie's a father. Boosie's a father. So for that little girl to talk to him like that, yeah, man, I definitely, something would have to be done about that. Salute, salute, salute. Um, so that's what really made me want to tap in, because I just wanted to kind of dig into this thing with this, this child support thing, and these devious women, and these money hungry women, and these deadbeat mothers. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain. We always hear about deadbeat fathers. It's easy to blame men. It's easy to disrespect men, but it hit different when you aim that gun and you aim that energy at the women, at women. And again, this is not all women, but if the shoe fits, then you gotta wear it. And it is a lot of deadbeat mothers out there, and that's a prime example of the type of caliber child that you will get when the mother is a deadbeat. Because when you listen to that little girl talk about her father, you got to know that she heard all that from her mother. She hear her mother talk about Boosie like that, and that's how it was coming so fluently. She was talking real fluent. You know what I'm saying? And I was appalled, man, flabbergasted. I still can't. It's hard to register with that little girl how she was talking. You feel what I'm saying? Um, hold on. Yeah, for sure. One thing that you learn, especially, well, me, I speak for myself. One thing that I learned over the years, and with maturity, and having children, raising children, is that we all think that money, and I tell y'all, time and energy is the highest forms of currency. But society makes us feel like money, we gotta have money. And don't get me wrong, you gotta have resources. Kids and children are very visual, so they see, they only can really, they can only really understand what they see visually. You understand what I'm saying? Um, in money, and in having success and having resources, it is a big factor. But something that's just as big and just as much as a factor as money is respect. It's a certain type of fear that you got to install in your children when they're infants. And I'm not talking about like beating them or hurting them. I'm talking, it's a psychological thing. When you hold your child as an infant, it's a certain aura and energy that you give them, that it's some kids that are afraid of their dad when they're 23. Some men that are afraid of their fathers at 18 because of a certain energy. And I just feel like, with this little girl, Boosie missed his shot. Her mother poisoned her, and now you think you're gonna put this man on child support and still get the extra support. That's why I say too, it speaks volumes to the character of the mother for letting her talk like that. Child support, the wicked game of child support. See, this is what you gotta understand. With our grandmothers, right? Our grandmothers, when they were young, that's when the child support game first came into play. And it's a whole different day and age. So back when our grandmothers was young, you could, they figured out a way to work the system. They figured out a way to get extra money, and it wasn't that such a bad thing. And then they passed that knowledge down to our mothers. And our mothers did the same thing. And now you passing it down to the next generation. And what a lot of these women don't understand is that, you know, matter of fact, let me rephrase that. A lot of these women do understand that the child support is going to alter the relationship, but they're so money hungry that they don't care and they can't see past the money, and they don't understand that the relationship is worth 1,000,000 times more than the money that you're going to get every month. So let me break it down in layman's terms. Like Lil Boosie's relationship with his daughter was altered when he found out that he had been put on child support. And I ain't gonna lie, man. These women are so spiteful. They're so spiteful. They're so devious that they'll jeopardize the relationship between the child and the father for a low ass check. Let me ask you guys a question. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Have you ever heard a female say, "Thank God I got child support. I got this child support and it changed my life. I got this child support and I was able to send my kids to college. I got this child support and it helped me and it changed my life." You've never heard a female say that. These women go so hard for child support and they still struggle. They still end up unsuccessful. They still end up a burden. They still end up money hungry. And that's what I try to explain to the females that I speak to. Salute to my homies, man. I got a couple of female friends that's very successful, and they told me a long time ago that child support is a broke bitch sport. Females told me this. One of my homegirls told me, before I would not spend all that time going to court trying to get pennies. I'ma just get it. I'ma go get it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, child support was put in place for a man that is absent. Back in the day, we didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones. So if a man moved 2 states over, it was like you would never see him again. If a man moved from Virginia to North Carolina, you'd never see him again. Child support is meant for a man that lives on the other side of the country that never sees his child. Child support is not meant for a guy that's actually active. 90% of the men that's on child support are active fathers in their kids' lives, and they're still on child support. You understand what I'm saying? It's deep, man. Salute, what it do? It's deep. You feel what I'm saying? And the older we get with the more knowledge we come across, you can see just how much of a game, how much of a fraud child support is. It's a fraud, my G. Again, have you ever met a female that said, "Thank you, God, I got this child support. It changed my life. It sustained my lifestyle. I was able to send the children to college." Any chick that's on child support is still struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is respectfully. I don't want this to come off disrespectful, but any female that has ever been on child support in the history of child support is struggling still. I've never met one female that got child support and said, "This changed my life." So, it got to come a time and a place where these women got to smarten up and realize, like, yo, first off, you got to, pick your partner wisely. Secondly, you got to realize, like, this child support game wasn't put in place to help you. It wasn't put in place to help the child. It was actually put in place as a ploy, as a plot and a scheme to break up the black family. But again, I don't want to go too deep. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Boosie and his daughter, but the reason Boosie took back that car is because his baby mama, it's always one of the, it's always one of them that don't want to fall in line. And she tried to sneak the child support in there. How old is this little girl? Obviously is 16 years old. She got 2 more years, and two is she'll be 18, child support. So why would you put this man on child support and jeopardize the relationship he obviously has with his daughter for him to buy her a $80,000 car at the age of 16? Why would you? She's about to be 18 in 2 years, 24 months. So you mean to tell me your pockets is hurting that bad that you would jeopardize the relationship she has with her father who just bought her an $80,000 Benz, AMG Benz. You would jeopardize that for the pennies that the government is going to give you. This is grown man business TV. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not just talking to the men. I'm talking to the people. And it's gonna have to come a day and a time where the women are gonna have to smarten up. Everything can't be blamed on the men. As a female, as a woman, now again, you know, we all come from poverty. We all come from a certain culture, so we know what poverty look like, and I know what success look like. And I got female friends that got master's degrees, that got doctorate degrees, that make a certain amount of money a year. And these type of females, the upper echelon females that get a bag, that really get a bag, tell me, grown man business TV, that child support is a broke bitch sport. And I have to believe them. I have to believe them because when you on child support as a man, right, it makes you feel like you're being robbed. And for the most part, you as a man to say, just give me the kid, man. If you can't take care of the child, if you're broke, if your pockets are hurting, just give me the child and we ain't got to worry about that. And women don't even want to do that. To all my dudes out there, if you are having a problem, if you are going through what Boosie is going through, sit your baby mama down, sit her down and say, listen, if you are having financial difficulties, if you are not getting money, if your pockets are hurting, if it's not working out for you right now, give me the child and I got it. And watch her say no. It's a power thing. It's a control thing. The relationship with the father is worth a million times more than the pennies that the government is going to give you. Again, again, have you ever heard a female getting child support say, thank you, God, I'm getting child support. I'm living the lavish life. I sent my kids through college with child support. They never, it's never enough money and they're never happy. Women that get child support they're never happy. Yeah. See, it's all about what your income say and what this say and what that say. And these dudes know how to wiggle around it. You're not going to get what you think you want to get. It doesn't work out like that. So I have to respect Boosie for the move that I would have did the same thing. If you're going to put me on child support, then that's what you're supposed to get. Whatever the government say you're supposed to get. You're not supposed to get $80,000 Benzes. You're not supposed to get $80,000 Benzes if I'm on child support. You understand what I'm saying? So Boosie did what he was supposed to do, but listening to that little girl talk to her father like that, yeah, that speaks volumes to the character of a mother. That speaks volumes to the character of that little girl. That's a problem right there. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratching the surface. Here at Grown Man Business TV, we are definitely scratching the surface. And my uncle always told me he never put his hands on a female, but he'd check a bitch any day. Never put your hands on a female, but check a bitch any day. And that little girl wasn't sounding like a little girl to me. She didn't sound like a 16-year-old girl to me. She sound like an adult to me. She sound like a grown woman that was stepping into some grown woman's shoes, talking to a man like that. Not just a man, her father. And then after all of that she said about her father disrespecting her dad, her parent, she tried to like quote the Bible and say, I'm blessed. Nah, little lady. Little lady. You're not blessed when you talk to your parents like that, because it says in the Bible that any child that disrespects their parents in that manner will have their days will be shortened. Now, it doesn't say it like that verbatim, but it's something like that. Any child that disrespects their parents like that, their days will be shortened. So again, these women, they have no manners, they have no kuf, they have no respect, and then they quote the Bible and they say they're gonna be blessed, and they it's like they're brainwashed. Everything can't be put on the man, you know what I'm saying? Women have to take accountability, and that was a prime example right there. That right there was a prime example right there of, what happens in a single mother household. When you got a bitter baby mother, and she poisoned the baby. Yeah, that little girl got poisoned, home. That little girl got poisoned. Disgusting work, my G's. Absolutely disgusting work. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. That little girl is totally out of pocket. I'm gonna tell you something. Boosie, you need to take her out your will. Take her out your will, my G. Take her out of anything that got something to do with your money. I wouldn't tell you to cut that little girl off because she's still your child, but she got to pay the ultimate price for that. You wouldn't be able to ask me for $1. Your mama better get that child support nice and neat. And she better do right with that child, because you couldn't get a dime more than child support after that. I wouldn't give you nothing. I give you the child support. That's it. That's it. Nah. Tell your mama to get the car. You want that $80,000 Benz, your mama better buy it. Nah, you don't reward indecent behavior, my G. Yeah, like, like I said again, for a long time, it just been so easy to blame men. You know what I'm saying? This situation, what I saw happen with Lil Boosie, again, I was on the road, so I wasn't able to speak on it right when it happened. But, I was able to think about it like, damn, it's crazy. It's really, and it always been like this, but we able to see it now in real time with this technology. And I think I'm gonna do a live on that. I want to really talk about deadbeat mothers, man. It's something that we don't address. When you listen to that little girl talk to her father like that, where you think she got that from? Where you think that came from? A deadbeat mother, bro. And I know that it hurts and it's hard because most men we don't talk about deadbeat mothers, bro. We don't talk about that side of the game. We allow women to call men deadbeat fathers, and we allow women to speak their piece when it comes to men. You know what I'm saying? But we never, for some reason, address deadbeat mothers, man. And it's a lot of deadbeat mothers out there. It's a lot of women Just because they had babies, they feel like they're good mothers. It's deeper than rap. It's deeper than rap. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna come back because again, I just got in the crib. It's super late. I'm gonna go live and we're gonna talk about deadbeat mothers. I want to address that. I really wanna talk about that. Because when you listen to what that little girl said about little Boosie, how she was talking about him, how she was calling him out his name, how she was disrespecting him on the highest level. Nobody, I haven't seen any blogger ask or mention where that came from. Who taught that little girl to talk like that? Who is allowing that little girl to talk like that? Listen, kids are gonna be kids. They might try you sometime. They might go in their room and get the cursing at you. They might get their phone and they get the curse. But her mama should have smacked her mouth off for talking like that to an adult, especially her father. But any adult, just talking like that, period. At the age of 16, your ass need to be checked. Your phone need to get taken. It's called punishment. We used to get disciplined when I was coming up. I'm an 80s baby. That shit, well, I would have never thought to do nothing like that. I wouldn't even thought to do nothing like that, bro. It's just we won't raise like that. And again, nobody's asking to go. Everybody's saying Boosie took the car, X, Y, and Z, but I haven't seen one person ask why her mother didn't check her. You talking to your daddy like that on the phone in my house? She's supposed to been checked. She's supposed to got handled. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And you know, again, it's respectfully. But I do think this is a topic because you watch this, how it went down with Lil Boosie and his daughter. That's just the surface. But when you get to scratching the surface, you get to asking these questions. You start asking these questions like, yo, why is nobody talking about her mother? Your daughter's 16 years old, so why are you putting Lil Boosie on child support at the child is 16 years old? He's obviously not a deadbeat. He's obviously, a father to his children. Why are you putting him on child support when she's only got 2 more years left? Why? What is your agenda? What is your motive? Nobody's asking these questions, but here at Grown, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about that. Because you got to understand something too. 90% of the inmates in jail come from single mother households. 95% of the mass shooters in America come from single mother households. 95% of the LBG 123 ABC male community come from single mother households. So we got to start looking at single mothers a certain way. Oh, this is a powerful topic. I'm gonna double back. Right now I'm freestyling. This is all coming off the top. This is nothing of this has been scripted. I just got off the road. Y'all seen my past couple of videos. I've been crossing state lines at all times. I'm all over I'm everywhere. But right now I'm back at the big house. Why don't society address single mothers? The women say they want men to be, they don't like these soft feminine men, but who is creating these soft feminine men? A single mother household is dangerous for children to grow up in. You feel me? Think about this. These single mothers with this child support, they raising all the shooters. They raising all the drill rappers. These single mothers are raising all the inmates in jail. They are raising all the rapists. They're raising all the mass shooters in America. These single mothers are raising little girls like that little girl Boosie that was talking to her father like that. That same little girl is like that little girl that was talking to Lil Boosie like that, when she grows up, she turns into the young lady, the sassy trucker lady that's in Dubai right now, that's in jail, locked up for raising her voice. Do you understand what I'm saying? It starts somewhere. It starts just like that little girl living with a mother in a single mother household. She grows up and she goes to Dubai and she thinks that she can raise her voice and talk to a man any way that she wants to, and her ass ends up in jail like the young lady in Dubai. We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about that as well. That's deep, man. And, you know, the statistics point this out. Kids that are raised in single father homes do way better than kids that are raised in single mother, single mothers. Slow. The motive saying. Yeah, well, you know, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, right? A lot of the things that Boosie says, man, I seem to agree with, right? A lot of, you know, maybe his approach is a little bit, you know, a little hood, it's a little ratchet, but I like that. I always like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I know how to conduct myself in a business meeting. I know how to conduct myself in different rooms. But I like ratchetness. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So I understand Boosie when he talked about this person or this issue or that issue. And I seem to like agree with Boosie a lot of the times, right? But Boosie is a he's a celebrity, right? So everybody recognizes Boosie. Everybody, you know, if he says something, he does something, it's mainstream, it goes viral. But let's think about all the men that are not celebrities that go through this. All the men out there that are not celebrities that nobody knows that that's getting railroaded by a bitter baby mother, a conniving, devious, thieving, stealing baby mother who thinks that child support is her claim to fame, who will try to ruin your life for child support. These women, yo, and I'm really gonna dive into this, but these women get child support and still be broke, my G. These women get child support and still be struggling. They never come up. Because you got to understand something. That's another reason why I always knew that child support, the way the system, the way the system set it up is wrong. So your intentions can't be pure when you get a man that is active in his child's life and you put him on child support. Your intentions can't be pure. And because your intentions are not pure, you'll never be rich. You'll never be wealthy. You'll never have the things that you desire because you put this father on child support and you damage the relationship between the father and the child and the household and the structure, the family structure. You damage it by involving a foreign entity. I don't want this to go over your head or under your bridge, but that's why I always believe that women on child support, they're never successful, they're never rich, they never accomplish the things that they really set out to want to accomplish in life because they spend too much energy on trying to take, because it don't matter how you line it up, it don't matter how you try to justify it, it don't matter. As a woman, you pick your mate, you pick the man that you choose to have children with, and then you complain if you complain. Women that's getting the bag, women that are accomplished, They can't waste time going to get pennies from the government to make this man pay for pennies. They already gonna have it. And if the guy chooses not to be there or he chooses not to help, then he'll pay for that. He'll pay for that with energy. The energy that he will bring to himself will keep him. Again, deadbeat fathers. It's a such thing as deadbeat fathers. And the majority of deadbeat fathers, they're not successful either. A man who doesn't take care of his children or his family can't be rich. He can't be. And I gotta salute the whole for that one. Jay-Z, that's a Jay-Z bar. But it's truth, it's facts. It resonated with me. You can't be rich. Even if you have resources, you'll be poor in family. You'll be poor in generational wealth. You'll be poor in legacy. So a man who doesn't take care of his family can't be rich. Yeah, you might have some paper, but your legacy, you're on E when it comes to your legacy. When it comes to your generational wealth, you're on E. Yeah, look, you know, I don't know, man. It's you. A man could give you his rights, right? He could give you his rights and keep moving, but really, in a in a perfect world, not even a perfect world, but if women just went by like moral standards, right? You wouldn't have a baby with a man. You wouldn't produce the seed of a man that you would have to take his rights. If you and a man, if you are going to go through with 9 months of having a man's child, this guy need to be somebody that you're not going to have to take his rights from you. This, you know what I'm saying? But we're not in a perfect world. So women have children with men who don't even like them. Women have children with men that don't even want to have children with them. They get pregnant and they have the baby from a man who's telling them, I don't want no fucking kids with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they go for the child support. And for some reason, these women think that child support is the end all be all. And it's not. You have child support probation officers. You have child support court. You have people that have careers and they make money off of working your child support case. When you pay child support, a portion of the money is it's a whole Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid. Yeah, well, I'll say this, DC, right? Salute DC Bombshell. I'll say this. That's why I never say all, because there's always exceptions to the rules. There's always an exception. There's always a small portion of a small group of people that you can consider an exception. Now, you saying you have 3 adopted sons, X, Y, and Z. That, in my book, would be considered an exception to the rules. But when I'm talking, right, most of the time I'm talking about the majority in general. You understand what I'm saying? In general, the for the most of women that do this, they not moving like you. They moving in a whole nother manner, and it's not honorable. The intentions aren't pure. If you are adopting children, I would say you have pure intentions to do what you're doing. You have to have pure intentions to take in children that you didn't have and to raise them. And when people do that, I'm sure that the government gives them a certain amount of money a month to help them with these adopted children. But I'm talking about women that think that child support. Lil Boosie bought his daughter an $80,000 Mercedes-Benz AMG. He does that for all his kids. In the summertime, we all see, because Boosie is a celebrity. He brings all his kids to his big house in Atlanta. He gives them money. He puts them to work. He trains them, and he gives them certain life lessons that their mothers obviously can't give them. So for that little girl mother to put Boosie on child support, the little girl, 16 years old, he obviously been doing something right. You put this man on child support and damage their relationship. Why would she do that? That's spiteful. That's vindictive. That's something that should be addressed. And again, like I said, Boosie is a celebrity, so we get to see this firsthand. We get to see it all play out. But it's millions of minutes. I'm sure it's millions of fathers out there that are going through the same thing, and it don't get no light because they are not celebrities. So they get railroaded, taken advantage of. Hold on, guys. Nah, I'm gonna tell you this, right? When you sign over your rights as a father, that doesn't eliminate child support, DC bombshell. So, you got to think, right? It's probably mad dudes out there that would have did that. Like, they would have like signed their rights over, because but see, the reason why a lot of men don't do that is because you still have to pay child support. When you sign your rights over as a father, that just basically gives the mother the the wiggle room to do whatever she wants to do with the child without having to report to you or having to give you a notice. Let's say the mother wants to move. She said, "Hey, I'm moving to California." If you give up your rights, she don't have to inform you. She don't have to give you. But if you have like joint custody, or even if you don't if you just have your rights to the child, that parent, the custodial parent, can't just up and leave certain things like medical things and school. These things, for the most part, if you know your rights, have to be ran past you as a parent of this child. But if you sign your rights over and you go through the whole process and you sign your rights over, and you have no right, you still have to pay child support. That doesn't, trust me, that doesn't exclude you from child support. And see, what this what a lot of women don't understand, right? If the dad is active, if you can call this nigga, if the kids go to his house on the weekends, if the kids go to his house on the summers, whatever he's doing, if this nigga is active, if these kids know their father, they know his name, they have a relationship with their father, that you're not a single mother. You're co-parent. You're co-parenting. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, child support is meant for dudes that are not and they don't even know these niggas. And say you have a kid with this nigga. This nigga moved to California. He moved to Oregon and shit. And these kids never even met this. They don't even know this nigga. Like, that's where you get child support at. This dude has no activity in his child's life. He doesn't get him for school. They don't know this nigga. They don't even know him. Then that's what so it offends fathers, bro. Women just think about, you gotta help me. I need you to help me with the baby. It's your baby too, and X, Y, and Z. Men, we don't look at it like that. If my kids live with me, I don't need you to send me no paper, shorty. If my kids live with me, I'm gonna open up a trust fund or bank account, and whatever money you decide to send will go in that for the kid. I don't need you. I don't need, bro. The kids live with me. I don't need you to help. I don't need your help with my rent. I don't need no help with my fucking. I don't need no help with the mortgage. I don't need no help with the lights. I don't need no help with the gas. I don't need no help with nothing, bro. Women just need That's another thing with child support, if you ask me. It make women weak, yo. Child support, the thought of this shit makes women weak. Oh, I need you to help. I need. It makes women weak. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, and for real men, real fathers, you know what I'm saying? As children, I'm an 80s baby. So, when you growing up and you hearing child support, you don't never want to be on that shit. As a kid, I'm an 80s baby. So in the 90s, early 2000s, you hear women talking about child support, you like, nigga, I don't want no parts of that. Then when you grow up and get put on that shit, bro, it's like the worst thing, bro. It's a trap. There's no household when you involve child support. There's no structure. There are only pennies being spread around. Yeah. 500 to prep for hurricane. Touchdown. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. Michael Well. Yeah. Trust me, Mike. Trust me. I'm gonna start digging into this a little bit. I think so. I'm start using the channel and some of the content to really talk more about this. It's powerful, my G. Yeah, that 500 that you sent, don't even count for nothing. That shit is considered a gift. Shit is considered a gift, my G. They don't even count that shit. Don't even matter. It don't matter if you got a receipt for that 500. It don't matter. And then when you really go into this thing, they have child support probation officers. They have all of these people for child support that have employment. They're employed through the child support services, and they make money. So you think that, yeah, it's just like the prison system. Not in the Commonwealth. I'm from the Commonwealth. I'm from Virginia. So trust me, it is. I'm from VA. That's definitely a Commonwealth of Jersey, Pennsylvania. I'm in Florida now, so it's different. This is not a Commonwealth, and it's different down here. I ain't gonna lie, I love Florida. Yeah, I love it because Florida's not the Commonwealth is the worst. Those the worst states to have child to be under child support too. Trust me, the DC bombshell, Commonwealth states are the worst states to have child support cases in, man. They railroad you. They railroad you. Yeah, for sure, man. Shit. Do your thing, man. Um, Again, I probably give y'all a clean hour of power. But that's just all the things that went through my brain when I saw what was going down with Lil Boosie. Now Boosie, Boosie's, he get lawyers. Boosie know how to handle the situation, but it's deeper than rap. Like with that, I could see like when he was talking about the child support and all that, I could just hear it in his voice how like it's like a slap in the face, bro. It's a slap in the face for men that love their kid. It's a slap in the face for men that's active in their kid life. Child support is not going to save women, bro. Child support is not going to save you. Any female that hears what I'm saying, listen to me. It's only going to make shit worse for you. It's only going to make it worse. Women don't, these child support checks don't come on time. They don't have a set structured time where they give it to you. They all over the place. Sometimes you get it this way, sometimes you get it that way. It's never, I've never met a female I'm in a day of my life that broke it down to me and was like, man, child support was the greatest thing I ever did. I was getting that money. That money helped me pay for a house. That money helped me get multiple properties. That money helped me get, residual income. That money, that child support money helped me put this kid through college. Never heard one story like that. And if it is, if a female got a story, I would like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But I've never seen a female on child that got that gets this child support check. I've never seen them living in a big house. I've never seen them like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like females that date athletes and X, Y, and Z, but even these females that date athletes or real super rich dudes, the child support check that they get never sustains their lifestyle that they're used to. It's almost like getting public housing. You understand what I'm saying? Child support, when you go through the system to get this child support, it's almost like when you go through the system to get public housing. It sound good. It look good on paper. It sound good. But then when you walk into one of these project buildings where your public housing at, you like, oh shit, it ain't what I thought it was. You go through all this situation to get whatever you gonna get a month for child support, and then you start getting this child support money, and you realize, damn, this shit, I still gotta pay my rent, I still gotta pay my car note, I still gotta pay this kid. This kid wanna go to play football, this kid wanna play sports. So women, a lot of women get it crossed up. They get the child support, and they still think they supposed to get more support. And that's where it get crossed up at. Because a man, especially a man that love their kid, a man that's active in their children life, when you put them on child support, we say, okay, well, that's all you getting. Since you wanted to go through the government, since you wanted to go through the man, he said you get X, Y, and Z a month. That's all you getting. But a lot of women, so this is this is what always happens. These women take you and put you on child support. Then that's not enough money. So they feel like you should pay child support and you should still help them do the shit is crazy, bruh. It's crazy. It is the wildest thing, bruh. It's the wildest thing, bruh. See, things like, see, one thing I learned too with like having kids, it ain't no let. Michael Wells like, it ain't no let with this. See, I used to be like that too when I was younger. Oh, she won't let me do this. She won't let me do that. Then what I realized is she can't stop me. So if something wasn't going right, I issue her papers. I got a lawyer. When my daughter, if I want to talk to my daughter, the shit wasn't lining up right, I put my daughter on my phone line. So now you can't control her phone. You can't take her phone. You don't pay for that. That's my phone. So now, for a long time, I didn't even have to talk to my baby mother. I talked to her straight to the kids. And then Cash App and all that shit started coming, once Cash App and Zello and all that shit. Shit. Yeah, well, even if she took it, there's ways around that. She can't let you do nothing. Whatever you want to do, you have full rights. Let me ask you, Michael, do you have joint custody? Do you have joint custody? Do you have joint custody of your child? Answer me that, Michael. Do you have joint custody of your child? That's the first step right there, homie. That's the first step right there. See, a lot of dudes, go get joint custody is not hard, my G. Go to the courthouse, get a lawyer, have them fill out the paperwork, get joint custody. And if you want to take it a step further, you really want to go hard, get joint physical custody. That's where you really put, yeah, do that. Watch how that change your life, Michael. When you go get joint custody, when she gets served with those papers that you going to get joint custody. Watch how everything change. Watch how she'll start bowing down to you. See, I learned how to submit my baby moms. Like back in the day, I used to do all that arguing and shit. Whoop, whoop. Soon enough, I got smart. I hit your ass with papers. We going to court. And it hit different when you hit them with papers. Oh, it hit different. They get nervous and scared and shit. You hit them with papers, that's when they like, oh, this nigga ain't playing. See, you gotta take the respect. You gotta take the respect. And that's just in like, the court aspect of it. The whole situation with Lil Boosie, you know, his daughter been poisoned, bro. She's poisoned. Like the way she was talking to Boosie, she's poisoned. I ain't no return from that. Like if my daughter's ever talked to me like that, you wouldn't be able to ask me for nothing for a long time, my G. Like I'm still your father. You still got my number. You can still call me, but you couldn't get nothing out of me. I'm talking about not a dime. You couldn't get a dime. You might can get some conversation over the phone, but you can't come to my house. Hell no, you can't step foot in my house. You talk to me like that, you better know how to maneuver in this world without me, because you gonna have to maneuver in this world without me. You wouldn't be able to call me for nothing. My daughters know that though. They don't. My kids ain't never played with me like that. So money, you gotta have money and you gotta have resources, but respect is just as important, my G. They gotta respect you. My daughters wouldn't let their mothers talk to me like that. And my daughters' mothers would handle they wouldn't be able to talk to me like that. You crazy? I wouldn't have to say nothing. They would, man, what? I'm gonna talk more about they feel disrespected when a man tells them that child support is a scam. Child support is not real. It's like telling somebody who lives in Section 8 housing that that shit ain't real. I know it feels real. You living in this apartment and you only paying $30 a month and it feels like it's real, but it's not. It's a setup, it's a scam, it's a scheme. You're being used. You're being used. It's somebody making millions of dollars off the fact that you live in public housing. It's somebody that's getting a check every week that's paying their rent and paying their house mortgages and paying their car notes and sending their kids to school off the fact that you took your baby daddy and put him on child support. It would be, it's just, and then I know a lot of women get offended, but I feel like I'm going to start to talk about this. I'm going to start to say something, because not just because of what happened to Boosie, but because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. This shit is real. Instead of you putting the dude on child support, don't ask him for the rights to his children. Just be like, yo, you just let him prove that he a deadbeat daddy. It's only so long you can manipulate the children. It's only so long you can manipulate this child into thinking that her dad or his dad is a deadbeat daddy if the dude ain't showing that he a deadbeat daddy. So when they young, you can manipulate the child. You could tell the child X, Y, and Z. Your daddy is this, that, and the third. He this, that, and the whoop, 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 whoop. But then they get older and they start seeing that they daddy ain't what you making them out to be. It's only so long you can manipulate these children. Don't put the dude on now. If you broke, say you broke. If your money in pockets ain't right, women, say your money in your pockets ain't right. See, that's a thing with this. It's like this pride thing where you want to make it seem like nah. If you getting money, if you getting money and your pockets right, and you made some good decisions in your life, and you went to school or you got educated or whatever you did, and your money is good, his money don't matter. If he a deadbeat daddy, he'll show everybody in the world that he's a deadbeat. But don't think because y'all don't live together and he ain't helping you pay your bills and X, Y, that don't make him a deadbeat daddy because he ain't helping you pay your rent. You gotta pay your own rent. You gotta pay a car. If you are an adult, you have to pay mortgage. You have to pay a car note. You have to pay for insurance. You have to pay for gas, food. These things come with the game regardless if you got a kid or not. So if you can't take care of those simple things on your own comfortably, just say you're broke. Instead of putting the man on child support, how about this? How about you pull him to the side and say, listen, I am broke. I can't handle this. Can you take the child and they live with you? You can write the kid off on your taxes every year. You can get that money for the taxes and just let your child live with you. And watch how many men say, yes, I'm with that. But now, as a woman, you got to explain to the world why your children don't live with you. Are you an unfit mother? See, these things is why women will hold on to the child and then try to make you out to be X, Y, and Z and want you on child support for pennies. I hate to keep saying it like that, but it's pennies. I've never met a female that said child support changed her life. I am so thankful that I put them on child support. I was able to pay my mortgage, pay for college tuition, pay for everything with this child. They always still broke. Talk to anybody you know after you get off this live later, whenever you do, that have they baby daddy or child support. These women are still broke. Find one that's getting child support and they say they I'm living good. Find one female that's on child support that'll say they living good and they not in an apartment, they living in a big house, they getting money. It's rare. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. You already know. Like I said, it's super late. Just got off the road. Back at the big house. We'll be here for a week or so. Feels good to be home. Yo. Hey. Yeah, it be like that, homie. It be like that. But what I would suggest you do is just get, tap in with a lawyer. Some of this shit you don't even need a lawyer, my G. She ain't letting you see your kids. Take her ass to court for joint custody. Or it burns them up. I did that. I did that a long time ago. And my kids love me, kid. My daughters love me. They mothers couldn't even, what if they mother, like, what I learned a long time ago is when you really man up, you could put them in check. You could get them in check, but you got to man up. It ain't just talking and like sending money. That ain't putting them in check. Getting joint custody of your kids is putting them in check. Get joint physical custody. That shit will end. If you get joint physical custody, that shit ends child support. They can't even put you on joint physical custody. They'll take you off child support. So it's deeper than rap. It's always deeper than rap. You got to see through the smoke and mirrors. So the money just is that shit don't even, the money don't mean as much as we think it means. That's why these women are always still broke when they get this child support money. They're never rich because the money is not as important as we think it or we make it out to be. It's really about how much time you going to spend with these kids, the time. That nigga Boosie bought his daughter an $80,000 Benz on her 16th birthday. And the mother, so delusional and brainwashed, money hungry, thieving, she turns right around and put Boosie on child support. And then they get mad at Boosie when he take the car back. See, it's never any accountability held. Is what it is, and it'll be what's going to be. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Like I said, man, I just got back to the crib. Feels good to be home. It's super late, but I wanted to tap in. And I'm going to definitely tap in later on today. So have your notifications on. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Salute to the gang, man. Salute to all my investors. Everybody that invests time and energy into this channel. I be a little bit all over the place with the content. And I'm a kind of narrow it in, but it's really because when I be over the road, I still be wanting to give content, but it's hard. It gets harder when I'm over the road, when I'm moving through these states. It's hard to give y'all real, clear cut, good content. But I still try to drop something anyway. So I'm a really home in, and we're gonna get this thing tightened up. I'm gonna tighten ship. I'm gonna really tighten some nuts and bolts. I'm gonna really get it together as far as that go. But salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. We only going up. We approaching 16,000 subscribers. And it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, and I'm gonna tap in with y'all. Gang.